721 on Laser 103.3. Let's go drink some beer!
That's the song.
Feb-brew-ary has begun.
It's here.
And this Thursday, as we did last year, but it was called something different. It was Happy New Beer, but we had to move it to February. So what do? We put a brew in there instead of Feb-brew-ary. I mean, it's crazy. It's like so creative. So this Thursday, 4 to 6, we'll be at, let me do a drum roll, timpani thing. Exile Brewing in downtown Des Moines. Woo! All right. Oh, and look who's here. RJ Tersey, founder and owner of Exile. How are you, RJ?
Doing well. How you doing?
Good. Good to have you in again.
Thanks for having us.
You brought a guest, John Woodford, the brewmaster at Exile. How are you, John?
I'm great.
Let's go back to you, RJ. Last time we had you in, it was about that, you want to do that mural out here off of Locust, off that building.
Exactly. Yep. That one ended up not happening, unfortunately. But you know what? You just move along. Next step. Yeah.
Are you butt-chapped about that?
Not really. Actually, it kind of started as, it would be great to have a mural on the on that building for publicity and everything, and then it actually got so much publicity because we tried it that it kind of worked out okay for us.
And it didn't cost nearly as much.
Hey, that was great, actually. So
didn't have to commission a thing.
Yeah.
So that's all done. That's not going to happen.
No, not in the foreseeable future. It won't be happening. Maybe sometime down the road we'll try again, but foreseeable future, no.
Can you get a projector in that area and just project a mural up on there? You're technically not putting a mural up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I don't know what they could possibly say about it. There's actually no physical paint in a situation like that. So yeah, I think you can do that.
I'm
the kind of guy who's like, somebody says no, I'm like, let me see how I can get a yes here.
Yeah, I like that. I like your style.
I like your style, dude. Exile Brewing Company this Thursday, 4 to 6, will tell you about the specials. And I did the flight once, and there was just about all of the beers I liked. And the progression through them, I forget what the order is. Right? There's a certain order you should do.
Kind of depends on what we have for seasonal beers, really.
Oh,
we've
really?
got 4 or 5 different seasonal beers on tap almost all the time right now. So you got our flights have four 6-ounce pours, and we've got 9 beers on tap, so it can change up.
What is the seasonal beer right now?
John, you want to answer that?
Yeah, right now we've got I think 2 IPAs on, which people have really been pretty excited about. We'll have a porter here coming soon. We have an India Pale Lager. We'll have that sour beer coming back that people were pretty jazzed about.
What's the beer that kind of tasted like a pork chop?
A pork chop?
That's the Rausch beer, yeah.
What is it called?
Rausch beer.
Rausch beer, okay.
Yeah, smoked lager. It's a German style.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's
like
still
a
on.
pork chop?
Well, Jody and I were there. We did the flight.
Yeah.
Jody's my wife. And she had one beer that she said it kind of tastes like a tenderloin, like a pork chop or something. I'm like, really? And I took a sip, and, my history with taste and all that.
Yeah.
Even I could kind of get a little hint of, like, smoked pork or something like that. That's an interesting. Is that still on tap there?
Yep, we'll probably have that for another, probably 2 weeks.
No fruity girly beer?
I don't know about fruity girly beer.
What if I want to put on a skirt and go drink a beer there?
Yeah,
I mean, you're more than welcome. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we'll let
As
you
long
in
as
the
you
door.
spend money there, I don't think I have a problem with it. You can wear whatever you want.
No, is there like a fruitier, kind of maybe a cider type thing that you guys do?
We do have cider for like a gluten-free offering. We don't make it, but Hannah is really popular. It's our German wheat beer, and that has kind of some like banana and citrus going on.
And now, I think I always ask this question of a local brewery. I think a lot of people are used to like the Busch Lights, Miller Lights. What's a good beer going into Exile to satisfy that customer? Obviously you want them to try different things, but you want them to maybe start with something they're kind of familiar with. What beer would you recommend that Exile brews?
Right now, we'll always have a Pilsner on tap, which is a pretty good starting point. Also, Ruthie, which is our German gold lager, is kind of the go-to for.
You mean don't dive
those
right
fans.
into the hops?
Yeah. I mentioned
IPA.
I think some people get intimidated by the local breweries, thinking that it's all like the hops, the IPAs, India Pale Ale, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they're so popular now, and I think most breweries around the state have something. They offer something that everyone can enjoy.
Is it true that the beers are named after ex-girlfriends?
That Not all of the beers.
Okay.
One of the beers is named after an ex-girlfriend. But
is it that bitch? That bitch ale?
That's what it
That
says.
bitch beer.
McGee.
All those.
Burnin'
all
Hell
those would work.
Stacy?
There's some, no, actually, Hannah is named after an ex-girlfriend. It's better than a tattoo, is what I like to say. But that's the only one, not all of them. Ruthie's actually named after a bartender from here in Des Moines. She was it was actually on Locust where she had her place, and she could set the glasses on her chest, pour the beer into the glasses like what she's doing in the logo. So she was pretty infamous in the area.
Wow.
And then Gigi is actually my nickname for my sister. Then the other ones, we just kind of sit down in a room and hash it out and throw something out there and see if it works.
But
make sure it's not taken.
It's always got to be a lady name, though, right?
Not always. No. The beer that we're coming out with this week is called Gorilla Press. So that's
Wrestling?
Wrestling, yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, timing. What kind of beer is that going to be? What's a Gorilla Press?
It's an IPA.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So tell me about Hannah. Was that your ex, John's? Tell us the story there.
That would have been my ex.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What worked? How'd that go?
People go in different directions.
There you have it.
Was it she was going to go study in Canada, and you're like, I got to stay here. My family's here. I got something big brewing here.
More or
Wink,
less.
wink.
That was. How'd you know that? That was pretty good.
I have people on the inside.
Now ask him about Vermont and New Hampshire.
Yeah, no,
No!
you don't. We don't want to. We don't need to hear about that trip.
I mentioned that. Screw you, go to hell, burnin' hell, Stacy. There's a story behind that one.
There you have it.
That'd be a bitter beer.
What about food? Is there going to be any food specials or just beer specials?
Right now, all we have lined up is a food special, or I'm sorry, a beer special. But that's not to say that we couldn't throw something out there. Where we can always do something like that. I know a guy, so
Everybody likes snacks.
And Exile's got
absolutely.
some good food there too. Don't
Yeah,
forget
they do.
about that. So the $3 pints this Thursday, 4 to 6 will be out there. John Woodford, real quick, as a brewer, I'm fascinated by the brewing process. I met guys doing this who they became brewers just brewing in their house. Did you go to school and train, or did you start brewing at home?
Yeah, I studied chemistry up at Iowa State, and I was finishing up with that and realized I didn't want to be a lab monkey, so I got in contact with a guy who'd gone to this program over in Scotland. So I went over there for about a year, studied brewing and distillation science, and I think like 4 days after I moved back to the U.S., I moved to Des Moines and started working at Exile.
Oh, okay.
What do your parents say when that you're like, yeah, chemistry, whatever. I'm going to go to Scotland. I'm going to learn how to make beer.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of surprised they were on board for it.
Oh, that's cool.
A lot of ginger babies over there, right?
Quite a few, yeah.
Soulless.
You said chemistry, and I got into brewing. I started thinking Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Kind
what a
of
lot
at the
people
legal
say.
Yeah,
way
you're the
to do
legal
it.
Walter
Yep.
White. John Woodford, brewmaster at Exile Brewing Company, and RJ Tercy, founder of the establishment out here on what's the official address? It's just off Locust, just south of Locust, off 15th, right?
1514 Walnut Street.
There we go. RJ, it's a pleasure as always. Good luck
you.
on your next failed attempt at publicity.
Hey, appreciate it.
John, it's a pleasure meeting you.
You too.
We'll see you guys Thursday, 4 to 6. Join us for Feb-brew-ary.